It won't. We're gonna that way then. So, I just got covered in egg. That's wonderful. Wonderful, I tell you. Ignore that. We're gonna read scary stories and we're gonna bake. Both of which I like to do, so this should be fun. We're gonna make little breadsticks. So technically that's cooking, not baking. But yeah. These should take 45 minutes. That's hoping. Okay. Of all this, I'm gonna do this. This should be fun. Sorry, I turned the wrong light off. Or I was trying to turn one on. Oh my god, where did you? I don't know why I did that. Just give me a minute. I don't care about that. Okay, this should be fun. Hopefully. I swear the first lot of minutes of my live streams are just me staring at that hat. Looked like a face. That's a hat right there, and that's a purse. Tell me, I didn't point that out, would that scared you? Because it scared me. Also, I don't have my glasses on, so it looks so much weirder. Okay, so the story I'm gonna read you guys is called 8 Feet Tall, I think is what I just read. Yes. It's a Japanese urban legend, and I don't speak Japanese. I fail to pronounce anything right, so if I mess up, don't get mad at me. What did I need for ingredients? Oh my gosh, load this. Okay. This is the fun I have to deal with. Jump into the breadstick recipe. That's all I want. Okay, now I'm gonna need this. Okay. Well, we're gonna do this. I feel I can't pronounce the word that's there. So, unlike yesterday, I'm gonna Google what it's supposed to sound like. You're not the kid I thought you were. I thought you were gonna be helpful to me. Can you drop my drink for me for a second? Okay. What is your juice? What are you doing?
I have my headphones.
I don't care. Oh, I can't even. I'm trying to copy paste the word and I can't.
You want to try side peanut?
No, he stays in.
Really? What happened? Did someone steal my body? From my drawer?
What?
I stole a body from Normal. I might get back when using the chair.
Why did you, what?
Someone stole the body to my drawer and put it into my TV. Why?
I'm gonna figure out if I spelled it right.
Why did it make me set my time for TikTok to 1 hour? It made me feel fat, so.
Wow. It's gonna make it really hard to find this one word. Because I really want to know how it's pronounced now. So.
Where did I put my headphones?
You're gonna read it to me? I don't want you to read it to me.
Or an 8 feet tall woman
I hate
wearing
you. I hate you.
What?
Not you.
But who knows? Probably just the CIA. Number 3, hell.com. When the internet was newly verified, it is a black hole. The second is around Satan was according to a Japanese urban legend, Hachi Shaku-sama.
I don't believe that. We're just calling her the 8 feet tall because that's basically what the word translates to. Japanese urban legend about a very tall woman who abducts children. She wears a long white dress and makes it sound like po, po, po. I'm assuming it's po. Okay. You're preheated. I don't have my recipe. Already 8 minutes into this. Hoy. Yep. Yep. Recipe. Screw it, I did this myself. I don't need you. Want to come grab your drink? Okay. So, the 8-foot tall woman. Take your drink with you. It's mean to me.
Wait, what?
Take it!
Oh.
Gosh, quit
What if I
grabbing
didn't want it?
I can't drink it. So I don't want it. Okay, so when this kid was spending what?
What?
No,
I'm reading it.
you're good. I can tell you that right now with 100% confidence because it's not what you're looking for. One day, a kid was at his grandparents', and they were inside the house. It was a summer's day, and the kid went to go lay down on the grass, stared up at the clouds. They enjoyed the feel of the sun on them, and the gentle breeze, and the grass. As they were about to get up, they heard the strange sound, the Poe sound. So, hey, okay. So he goes and tells the grandpa. Where's the gram? No, he hears it a second round of times, and he's trying to find out where in the world the sound is coming from because they're in the backyard. It's all blocked off. There's no way anyone's in this backyard, and so he can't find it. Sees this woman and sees her face peering through the gate. And as surprised as they were, they watched her walk away and they wanted to follow. Well, the grandpa stops them and is all like, no, don't do that. It's not right. You're not supposed to follow. Kid doesn't understand this. Clearly. So it happens a second time. This time with his grandmother. Oh, and the grandpa doesn't see the woman. The grandpa just thinks he's trying to wander off. And that's what he's telling him no to. But a few days later, grandma is with him. The kid hears the Poe sound again. But this time, the grandma looked, and then her eyes grew wide, and she covered her mouth with her hand. Grandpa's face turned very serious. He grabbed the kid by the arm and said, "This is very important. You must tell us exactly how tall she is." And he's like, "As tall as the hedge." And the grandfather kept asking questions. Where was she standing? When did this happen? What did you do? What did she see you? And they tried to answer all the questions, but suddenly they rushed out to the hallway and he made a phone call. The grandpa made a phone call. Couldn't hear the conversation. The grandma was freaking out. The grandpa barged back into the room and spoke to the grandma. And he's like, "I gotta go out for a while. You stay with the kid. Don't take your eyes off him for a second." And what's going on? And he looks with a sad expression at the kid and goes, "You've been liked by the 8-foot woman." So with a hurry, he then just drove off and turned to the grandma and asked who the 8-foot tall woman is. And she said, "Don't worry, Grandpa will do something. There's no need to worry." They sat nervously, and it turned out that she had been haunting the area for a long time. I'm waiting for the east to rise. Just a little bit. I think I was supposed to share it. Okay. Anyway. And the last time it appeared was 15 years ago. And the grandma handed him a small, crumpled up piece of parchment. And he was left alone in the kitchen with his grandmother. The grandfather went upstairs to do something. The boy had to go to the bathroom, so the gram followed him into the bathroom. After a while, Grandpa and another man took him upstairs to the bedroom. The windows were covered in newspaper. A lot of ancient ruins were written. Everything was covered until they gave him a bucket for bathroom reasons. And then they were tapping on the window, and it was the woman. But after all this is a very long story. After all the sounds were done, because he heard a lot of sounds in the room, he was allowed to leave because the woman didn't want him anymore. 10 years later, he gets a call after he's already forgotten about the 8-foot woman, and he gets a phone call. And there's nothing. East is very weird to watch. But after a long pause of silence, all you heard on the other end was Poe. I just watched the yeast grow. It's really weird. It's a weird process. Interesting, but weird. Okay, not the point. That one was a really long one. Probably missed some things, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm trying to... Oh, screw you. Going between different places and different urban legends, so it's not all the same stuff, so you guys don't get bored. I know I get bored reading some of the same things. We're gonna read more creepy urban legends, because why not? Oh, yeah, Korean urban legends. I don't think I've read a Korean one yet. I might have, but I don't think we have one here yet. Oh, this one's called Sesame Seeds. Yeah. Okay, so this one's about a young girl who's insecure about her looks, and when she hears about the new organic beauty therapy, she has to try it out. What? What? No. He wants to go outside. It's not happening. So there once was a young Korean girl who was extremely insecure about her looks, and she wanted to do anything to keep her skin looking young and beautiful. So one day she heard about a new organic beauty treatment from a friend at school. Her friend told her that it was really good for her skin, leaving it smooth and silky. The treatment involved mixing sesame seeds and bath water and immersing in it for a couple of hours. So when the girl got home that evening, she tried it out. She filled the bath with water, sprinkled a jar of sesame seeds to stimulate her skin. Hours later, the young girl didn't emerge from the bathroom. Her parents started to worry about her. But every time the mother knocked on the door and asked the girl to come out, the reply would be, "Wait a minute." So in the end, the mother could no longer contain herself and forced the door open and peered into the bathroom. She was greeted with a horrifying sight. Her daughter was sitting in the corner of her room with her body covered in black dots. The sesame seeds had stuck into her pores, and the young girl had a crazed look in her eyes and was frantically trying to pull all the seeds out with a toothpick. Okay. Okay, sesame seeds cheese. I have a jar of sesame seeds I was going to show you, but we don't have any more. I know I can think of it as like this. This is everything bagel seasoning. But yeah. now that that yeast is done,
flour, sugar.
we're gonna get a bigger container to put this in. Exact recipe. Exact recipe. Hi.
Hi.
It's a sibling.
What are you making this time?
Huh?
What are you making this time?
Breadsticks. Or I'm trying to. He's mad I'm not letting him outside. Okay. I'm gonna read another Korean urban legend. Have you heard the one about the sesame seeds today?
I don't know.
Okay, so this girl's really insecure about her skin and stuff, and she wants to keep it looking beautiful and young.
Oh, it's in your skin?
Sesame seeds, yeah.
Yeah.
Puts in a bathtub because her friend said, oh, bath water and this, it works. It works wonders. Girl, try it out. She tries it out, but it doesn't work her way, and she gets sesame seeds in her pores.
Yeah.
Little black circles. Okay, so my thing was, so I was sitting there thinking, all I could think of is like the sesame seeds we had, like the little white ones. But then they're all like little black dots, and all I could think of was the everything bagel seasoning. Like just little black dots there in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love you, kind of. This one's called 1212. It's another Korean one. What?
What?
What did you just say? Your fourth cup of oil. So in South Korea, it's very important for young people to do well in school. Parents put a lot of pressure on their children to study hard and get good grades. I don't know how true that is. Students often hire tutors after school, and some of them even return to school at night to do a little extra work. It's actually become a big problem in Korea because students stay up late at night studying and they stay up late all night studying, and then they fall asleep the next day in class. In recent years, students have actually been banned from studying after 10 p.m. in some areas. One night in a Korean girl named Sunhae, it's probably wrong, but again, I don't claim to know how to pronounce words. It was quite late, and she was studying in the library with a group of friends. The lights in the library were on, but the rest of the school was dark. After a while, Sunhae needed to go to the bathroom, so she took a break from her studies, telling her friends that she'd be back in a moment. The girl walked out of the library, down the darkened hallway to the school bathroom. In the library, when a few minutes had passed, the other boys and girls began to notice a faint tapping noise. It seemed to be coming from the direction of the window. Looking around, they saw a pale woman standing outside. Her face was pressed against the window and her eyes were tightly shut. One long finger was tapping on the window. They wondered what the woman was doing outside during this time of night. The woman opened her eyes and the students gasped in horror. She didn't have any eyes. Oh, that's kind of creepy. There was just deep, dark holes where her eyes should have been. The woman raised her fist and brought it down, crashing against the window, and the glass shattered. Suddenly, the lights were out. In the school bathroom, Sunhai was just about to wash her hands when she was plunged into darkness. Everything went silent. She never heard the screams of terror coming from the library. There was no way she could have known about the pandemonium and the slaughter that had broken out just a few rooms away. She continued washing her hands in the darkness, blissfully unaware of the horrific cries that echoed down the hallway. Just as abruptly as they began, the screams stopped, and the school was deathly silent. Sunhai opened the bathroom door and strolled back down the hallway. She went into the library where she stopped in her tracks. The dead bodies of all the students were thrown around the library. Some corpses were sprawled on the floor, while others were draped across the desk or in the filing cabinets. And she started shaking with fear. Her mind was racing, and she tried to understand what had happened. It was a massacre. Just then, she heard footsteps echoing down the hallway. She was a clever girl. Thinking fast, she threw herself on the floor next to the dead body of her friends and laid motionless. Who was that?
I don't know. Randomly, I found that I edited her hair.
I saw that. She listened as something quietly creeped in the hallway. She kept her eyes closed and pretended to be dead. She heard a rustling sound, something moving around the room. Fearing the worst, she laid as still as she could, trying not to make a sound. She heard a voice whispering, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Curiosity got the better of her. She cautiously opened her eyes, ever so slightly, and took a peek. In the middle of a room was a pale, ghostly woman dressed in white, as they normally are. Eyeballs itchy. I just got. Oh my god, I got flour on my hair. Okay. Just go down. Oh my god, that hurt. Yep. Oh. There we go. Wondrous. Okay. She closed her eyes again and fought the urge to scream. She could hear the ghost woman creeping around from body to body, muttering under its breath, 1, 2, 1, 2. The girl kept her eyes closed tightly and she prayed and hoped that the woman would leave. 1, 2, 1, 2. The ghostly woman was shuffling from one corpse to the next, getting closer and closer with the 1, 2, 1, 2. As she listened to the chilling voice of the ghost, she tried not to say anything that would attract attention. The ghost woman was drawn even nearer, but Sunhai, I don't know, didn't dare to move. The ghost woman was almost beside her and she tried not to breathe. Suddenly the counting stopped. She remained motionless, strained to hear the voice. There was no sound. The library was suspiciously quiet. After several minutes of silence, oh my gosh, this is creepy. I know what's going to happen. She was sure that the ghost was gone. So she slowly opened her eyes and the woman was crouched staring into her eyes with one pale bony finger. Was pointing straight at Sunny's terrified face. 1, 2, as the ghost said as she plucked out her eyeballs. She was counting the eyeballs. That's creepy. I think I got mascara in my eye when I rub my eyeball. Oh, because it really hurts. I'm adding more water. So that's what it says to do if it's like this. And then you just have to knead it. Okay. It's actually really creepy. That would freak me out. Okay. Let's do the cuckoo man. That one looks like scary. So this one, the Korean one. There's only like 5 Korean ones on here. Is a Korean story about an insane man who attacked a girl on a deserted street. Who attacks girls on deserted streets and darkened laneways. That's what it says. So, this one's a legend that began to spread rapidly around Korea for the past few years. Rumors were heard in the schoolyards that a crazy man named Mr. Cuckoo, or the Cuckoo Man, he would lurk in alleyways, side streets, lying in wait for his victims. As soon as the group of girls passed by, they would hear a voice say, "Cuckoo." When they would turn around, the man would attack them with an overwhelming and incriminating, indiscriminating. That's what it says. Anyway, violence. Very bad violence. Some say he carried around a baseball bat, and others say it was an axe. Reports claim that Korean girls were maimed by the crazy man, and few were even killed. In one incident, 20 to 30 schoolgirls, Korean schoolgirls, were walking down the street, and a man suddenly stepped out of the shadows, beating them with a club as if playing a game of whack-a-mole. Before the police arrived, the unidentified man fled, leaving 5 of the girls severely injured. They say if you're walking down a deserted street and you hear someone say "cuckoo," you should answer "cuckoo" and then run for your life. I had to lean in closer so I could just hit the button. As the story goes, Mr. Cuckoo was a man who suffered from a mental illness. He was committed into an insane asylum as a mental patient, where he began treatments and was and there he was attacked by a female patient who beat him senseless and left him scarred for life. After he recovered, he developed an intense hatred for women. So after he escaped from the mental home, he disappeared. The authorities never knew where he was. They were never able to track him, and for a while, they gave up searching for him. So they say he's still on the loose and wandering the streets looking for young girls to attack. Kids who have seen the Cuckoo Man describe him in his early 30s, big and tall, wearing a black beanie hat. And according to the legends, the Cuckoo Man sometimes asks a nonsensical question of, like, is Mr. Cuckoo cuckoo, or do you know the cuckoo? Stop.
Stop what?
And if you don't know the answer to his questions or you don't answer him at all, he immediately attacks you. The best thing to say is yes to whatever he asks and then start running. Keeps cutting in and out. Do I know why? No. Time to make little breadsticks. Do I want to make little breadsticks? Yeah, I do. I think I do. I don't know what I want to do anymore. But I do want to put oil on my hands so it doesn't stick. So well, now my hands are greasy, can't really touch the laptop. I don't want to do that. You know what? Screw it. Just put it on this pan. Spread it out like pizza dough, and I'll cut it into sticks when it's done. I think what I'm going to do is leave this video here because it won't stop cutting in and out. So, yeah. I think we'll call this good, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.